It's 6:31 in our top story this morning. One telltale sign of a scam is when folks use improper grammar, right? But what if that no longer was the case?
And new this morning, the local Better Business Bureau director says scammers are using artificial intelligence to help steal identities. WGEM's Jack Polesnik joins us now to explain how. Jack, good morning.
Hey Kyle, good morning. Now scammers looking to steal a person's identity and hijack their credit lines now have another tool at their disposal. AI, specifically programs designed to respond to user-entered prompts like ChatGPT, is that very tool. A local BBB official says it makes it harder for people to sort out real notifications from scam messages.
One of the things that we've always talked about when we see phishing attempts, especially whether that's through email or text message, would be look at the grammar. See if there's something that doesn't jive with the grammar. Well, now they can use AI tools to make them seem like that they're legitimate or they're clean.
He says when facing a potential scam to steal your identity, to keep your Social Security number, Medicaid, and Medicare numbers secure. O'Brien also recommends keeping tabs on your credit to make sure nothing is out of the ordinary. Back to you.
Jack, thank you. And O'Brien recommends using Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion to check out your credit lines.